I want to give you an updated list of the best bad credit cards. We have unsecured and secured. So the best play right now, if you are trying to actually increase your credit score real fast, and you're trying to really have one of the best bad credit cards. So here's a review I want you to pay attention to. Number 10, we have Merrick Bank Double Your Line Secured. Our score 8.9, 8 over 10, not 8.9, 8 over 10. So this card is a secure card that requires the typical $200 security deposit, right? However, there is a unique feature that allows you to double your credit limit. Simply make your minimum payment on time every month for the first 7 months your account is open. So this is kind of cool. And this card does have a $36 annual fee, but that's in line with the other secure cards for bad credit. This is really good. And so the APR is around 22.45%. There are no rewards here, okay? So all you have to do is just to put down $200, which becomes your credit line. Then if you qualify, you double your credit line to $400 without making another deposit. So this is really good. So Merrick Bank Double Your Line Secured, our score 8 over 10. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. I really appreciate having you here. We are having a quick convo into this show about the bad credit cards that you need right now. We have a secured and unsecured. So number 9, we have here Open Sky Secured Visa. Our score 8.2 over 10. So the Open Sky Secure Visa is a secure credit card with a minimum $200 refundable security deposit, which becomes your credit line, of course. And this card will charge you $35 annual fee. The card doesn't offer any rewards, and it won't be a good fit for everyone. There is no credit check required, however, which means it could be a great option if you're having trouble getting approved for other cards. And it reports payment to all 3 credit bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, helping you build credit on all 3 credit reports. And so the Open Sky Secure Visa credit card is also one of the few secure cards available to people who don't have or want to have a bank account. So instead of making an electronic transfer, you can choose to send the deposit via a Western Union wire transfer or mail a check or money order. So this is kind of cool. And in terms of flexibility, this is really good. So it's called the Open Sky Secured Visa. Our score 8.2 over 10. Number 8, we have Total Visa Card. Our score 8.5 over 10. So the Total Visa card is actually an unsecured credit card. So not secure, it's unsecured. That's available to folks with bad credit or no credit history. And all that's required to apply is a checking account and a social security number. So the card actually comes with steep fees though. I mean, it's really important to remember that because they charge you like crazy. They charge you like, first of all, the APR is $35.99. You have multiple fees. You have like they charging you admin fee, they're charging you an annual fee, whatever. So it's really be very careful with this card. You only get the card to actually build credit. Once you actually build your credit, you're out of there. And they actually start you with an initial credit limit of $300. And but yeah, it is what it is. But the good thing is that this card reports your payments to the 3 major credit bureaus. There is no minimum credit score to qualify. So, but you have to pay a one-time setup fee. You have to pay a steep annual fee, and you have a very high interest rate. So, but it is what it is. Total Visa card, our score 8.5 over 10. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. I'm actually giving you our top 10 bad credit cards, and we have it's a list. It's a combined list. It's a hybrid list of secure credit cards and unsecured credit cards that are really good for you. Number 7, we have here Revo Card or Revo Card. I think it's a Revo Card, and our score 8.8 over 10. So the Revo Card is also an unsecured credit card issued by MRV banks. It offers a $300 introductory credit limits that you can increase over time for a 20% fee on the credit limit increase amount. So with Revo, you earn 1% cashback rewards. Every time you pay off your credit balance, you can get a decision on your application in minutes and monitor your account through Revo's mobile app. So this is kind of cool. So in terms of flexibility, this is really good. However, the card is still expensive though, because you have like a lot of fees. It's kind of similar to Total Visa card. You have a lot of fees. You have obviously you have the APR, you have the annual fee, you have you have a setup fee, you have a lot of fees. But listen, it's one of those things you get because you just want to be able to build your credit, right? So but you do have a low credit score limit, $300. They start you at $300, but the good thing is you have no security deposit. This is kind of cool. Number 6, we have self credit builder account with secured Visa. Our score 9/10. So this card is great for building credit with savings. So the twist here is a little different. You don't open a secure credit card, but you build credit with your savings. And there are no offers on this card. The only thing is you have to pay a $25 annual fee, okay? And the regular APR is 26.99%. So when you think about the self credit builder account with secure Visa credit card, this is designed to help you improve your credit by starting with a savings account and then transitioning to a secured card. So with each on-time payment to your credit builder account, you can add positive activity to your credit history and get closer to qualifying for a self Visa credit card. This is kind of cool. So this card can improve the credit mix factor in your FICO score by reporting both credit card and loan payments. This is really good. And you are building savings and credit at the same time with this unique duet. So this is kind of cool. And the only thing we don't like about the card is that it is possible for some card holders to owe both credit card and credit builder loan interest simultaneously. And your savings builder account balance restricts your credit limits. So it is what it is. Number 5, we have here Surge Platinum card. Our score 9.1/10. So the Surge Platinum MasterCard is an unsecured credit card designed for individuals with poor credit or no credit history. So the card issuer reports payment to the 3 major credit bureaus to help you build credit. And so although the fees are steep, the initial credit limit for this card goes from $300 to $1,000, and that's really, when you think about it, higher than many similar cards, right? Because when you think about Revo or think about Total Visa, they actually restrict you around $300. But the Surge Platinum card goes above that and really gives you anywhere from $300 to $1,000. And this then doubles if you make your first 6 payments on time. So this is really good. But the card does have multiple fees, okay? And so just be aware of that. But overall, this is a great card. We love this. This is a lot better than a Revo or Total Visa card anyway. So yeah, Surge Platinum card, our score 9.1/10. Number 4, we have Capital One Platinum Secured. Our score 9.4/10. So this is a secure credit card, and with a very steep regular APR, like 30.49%. But the thing is that this card is excellent for people with poor credit score because it helps you improve your score without costing you hundreds of dollars in the process. Because Capital One charges you way less than Revo or Total Visa, for instance. And so you won't have to worry about an annual fee on top of security deposit with this card. And so this is really good. And what we love about this card is that it's actually open to a lot of people. Okay, it's really good. And on top of that, it's coming from a reputable credit card company. Like all those, like the names I've been giving you so far, only Capital One is like a top credit card issuer that you can think about here. So hey, listen, it is what it is. Capital One Platinum Secured, our score 9.4/10. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. I'm having a conversation with you about the top 10 bad credit cards. I'm giving you a combo list. We have an unsecured plus secured credit card to kind of help you out, figure out what really works for you. And number 3, we have here Fortiva card. Our score 9.6/10. So when you think about Fortiva, I want you to think about a card that is really flexible. It is an unsecured credit card that helps you build your credit. It requires no minimum credit score, reports all payments to the major credit bureaus, and lets you check your score for free. So while the fees and APR are a little high, the card comes with a very generous rewards program that offers you up to 3% cashback on eligible purchases. And you can use the card anywhere MasterCard is accepted, and it provides transaction alerts. So we love this card a lot. This is a way superior to Revo or Total Card or even Surge Platinum. So in terms of the APR goes from 22% to 36%, and you probably have you have to think about the fact that This card actually has fees, like the annual fees go from $49 all the way to $175 for the first year. Then it goes down to $0 to $49. Okay. Now this card can approve you all the way to all the way to $5,000. The maximum limit on this card is $5,000. So it's called Fortiva, and our score 9.6 over 10. Number 2, we have Vero Believe. Our score 9.7 over 10. So when you think about Vero Believe, I want you to think about a very unique way to safely build credit. So you choose how much money to add from your bank account to set how much you can spend on the card, and that money will automatically be used to pay off your spending balance each month if you have Safe Pay turned on, or you can also make the payment automatically, manually, of course. So Vero reports payment activity to the credit bureaus each month to help build your credit, and you can track your score in the Vero app. Best of all, applying for the card will not impact your credit score, and no security deposit is required also. So this is very important. And but overall, this is a great setup. And we love the fact that with Vero, there is no minimum security deposit required. And there is no annual fee, interest, or APR. The only thing we don't like about the card is that the card actually doesn't offer any rewards, and spending limit is really depending on the amount added to your account. But listen, the Vero Believe card is an accessible option to improve your credit with no minimum security deposit needed. So this is kind of cool. If you were to ask us, this is just fantastic. Number 1, the best of the best in our view when it comes to the bad credit cards. The best of the best, you have Avon credit card. Avon credit card, our score 9.9 over 10. So the Avon card is an unsecured credit card for people who are new to credit or rebuilding their credit. So the card is not available to residents of Hawaii, Iowa, Massachusetts, Vermont, West Virginia, or Wisconsin. But it could be a great option if you can qualify. And one of the biggest benefits of the Avon card is that you can use it to build credit without having to pay a security deposit. You also won't have to pay a foreign transaction fees when using the card, which can save you money if you are outside the country, or let's say ordering items from other countries online. So this is kind of cool. Now there is a $59 annual fee, so just account for that. But overall, this is a great card. This card reports to all 3 major credit bureaus. There are no hidden fees, and they actually Avon may periodically review your account for credit line increases. You have a fast and easy application process, and this is kind of cool. You have 0 fraud liability. Okay, you can actually pre-qualify for the Avon card, so that with no impact to your credit score, this is really fantastic. So overall, great card. Let me quickly talk to you a little bit. I want to give you an overview about the whole situation when we speak about bad credit cards. First of all, you got to really be clear about which credit card is right for you, right? So it's all about you actually asking yourself, what kind of cards do I need? Do I need a cashback credit card? Do I need a balance transfer credit card? Do I need a travel rewards credit card? What kind of cards do I need really? And so based on your situation, you have to actually ask yourself, do I want to build credit, or do I just want to have a regular credit card? Remember, when we speak about a secured and unsecured credit card, we are speaking about a card where, like a secured credit card, actually you have to put cash, your own cash. An unsecured credit card, you don't put anything down. Okay. Now, credit building aside, if you want a card for everyday use and will likely to be able to use to pay the bill in full, a card with the rewards program could be a great fit for you. But if you want a card for emergency expenses that will likely take some time to pay down, a low interest rate or a promotional offer may be more important than rewards. So it's one of those things where you have to sit and ask yourself what your needs are. And if you are in a relationship, let's say you are parents or you're living with someone, and you got to think about household expenses, it's important that both adults sit down and have a conversation. If you're by yourself, okay, not a problem. But if you are in a relationship and you have to account for all the expenses that the other party is also having, make sure that they actually are in line with your goal. Because see, if you're trying to build credit, And you have on the other side, you have a partner who is recklessly spending money. You're not going to reach your goal at all. So this is why you need to have similarity of goals. You need to have the same purpose, and that will help you actually get to the goal you want to reach to. Okay. And one thing I also need to say is that when we talk about deciding which card is right for you, I want you to pay attention to the element of time, because the card that might be right for you in September might not be the same card that is right for you in, say, April or May, because you have a credit card issuers, they have promos all the time, and your FICO score might change also. Your situation might change, might improve or decline depending on what's really going on in your life. But I just want you to pay attention to that element of timing, and this is so important. Let me give you a few pro tips before we close to this conversation. So if you want to, before you apply for a bad credit card, see if you can improve your credit before applying for that card. That way you can actually increase your maximum card limit. Let's say if you are applying for a Fortiva, an Avon card, or a Surge Platinum, you can increase your chances of maybe qualifying for 10,000, 15,000. Okay, don't actually always think about $200. Those are great if you're a beginner, but if you want to improve your credit score fast and really tap into higher credit limits, you have to think big here. So the way you improve your credit before applying for a credit card, make sure you pay down credit card debts. So we're speaking about paying down the current credit card debts. Getting a new credit card, only use a small portion of its credit limits and make at least the minimum payment on time. You want to open a credit builder loan and make on-time monthly payments. You want to rehabilitate defaulted federal student loans. So the whole thing here is that you are trying to show the lender or the credit card issuer that, hey, listen, you're clean. Even if you have a few issues in your life, you are still having a situation where you are in charge, right? It's all about having no skeletons in your closet, or having a few of them if you should have one, right? That way you're building your credit real fast. And one thing I also need to say here is that if you are ever denied for a credit card, you have ways. You can contact the bank, you can contact the issuer. They have something called a reconsideration line. You can ask them to what really happened. Obviously, they would have sent you a letter explaining to you everything, so that you have a clear idea why your credit card is denied. And one thing I want to say here is that just make sure that when you see a credit card denied, this could be temporary. Remember that this could be temporary. It's really an invite for you to research more, to think about your loan documentation more, so that you don't get denied again. But you have option. And one option is to actually call the reconsideration line and tell them to reverse the letter, so that they can actually see if they can help you out. If it is possible, I guarantee you they will do it, because the thing is that some credit card issuers are faster than others. So it is what it is. Before I actually do a recap here, I want to acquaint you with our credit card evaluation approach. And it's really important to understand that we do follow an approach on this show when it comes to categorizing the listing and evaluating credit cards, especially the bad credit cards. Check this out. All right, number one, we have Avon card. Our score 9.9 over 10. Number two, we have Vero Believe 9.7 over 10. Number three, we have here Fortiva card 9.6 over 10. Number four, we have Capital One Platinum Secured. Our score 9.4 over 10. Number five, we have Surge Platinum card. Our score 9.1 over 10. Number six, we have Self Credit Builder account with secured Visa 9 over 10. Number seven, we have the Revo Card. Our score 8.8 over 10. Number 8, we have Total Visa Card, our score 8.5 over 10. Number 9, we have Open Sky Secured Visa, our score 8.2 over 10. Number 10, last but not the least, we have the Merrick Bank Double Your Line Secured Visa, our score 8 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.